Agape Souls Boutique. High-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at AgapeSoulsBoutique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Souls Boutique today. Agape Souls Boutique. High-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at AgapeSoulsBoutique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Souls Boutique today.
Thank you, Super Dave, for what you're doing for the people, for the community, and for the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. So, yeah, that morning mix is brought to you by Super Dave.
Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Souls Boutique today.
I still hear Agape. Oh, you know what?
Okay.
It's a delay.
Okay. Well, let me get rid of all this stuff here, all this extra stuff. And how about now?
Yeah, it's going now.
Okay, it's going now. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAC.
See that?
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because
smart
is
the new
gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know. No. So we back.
Yeah.
We back. We took a day.
Yeah, we did.
We took a day.
I needed a day.
I think we all needed a day. It might be peaking.
Okay.
Well, it is peaking.
Okay. Okay.
Let me, yeah.
Can y'all hear me on this side? How about this side? What's side? Give you a body. Back shot.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. All right. But yeah, we back, man. Like we never left.
Yeah. So let's start it, because today is Freestyle Friday.
It is.
We're almost coming down to the end of the month. Next Friday is the last Friday of the month.
Yeah.
Hold on,
January came in like it had something to do.
Yeah, it did. Go ahead, say something. Say it one more time.
One more time. In the place to be. That sounds good. That feel good.
I'm just making sure everybody else can hear you. The people in the left, the people in the right.
Yeah. Oh, that might be on your side.
The people on the left, people on the right. It might be. That's why you play with it, just to see where it is. I don't know. They will tell us.
Let us know if you can hear us. Put it in the chat. But yeah, we gonna keep right on going. Because we here, we live, and we in full effect, man. So welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Let us know where you're listening from. Put it in the chat. Let us know. Like it, share it with a friend. Ernice, I see you. Good morning. Thank you for being here. And we got a lot of ground to cover.
We do. So you want to start off with the parade?
Yes.
Okay.
MLK parade.
It was first. I definitely enjoyed the experience.
Yes.
Right.
Always.
My brother watched it almost the whole time.
Okay.
Because he didn't make it down here.
Okay.
And he was like, it was dope from his view.
So he watched the live stream.
Yes.
We did the live stream of the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club from the parade.
Mm-hmm.
Was amazing. Had a lot of great people stop by, participate. People during their walks.
Yeah.
And they're like just pulling up.
So this is takeaways, right? So good stuff, right? Yep. Takeaways. Mm-hmm. We know what we got to do, because people don't respect orange cones.
Oh yeah. We really have to put rope out.
We really is. And I'm gonna say this to our people. Okay. Listen. Just because somebody's asking you something don't mean that you have to come back with an attitude.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was super polite. Yeah. Oh, no, we're filming. Yeah. No, don't do it. An attitude, it ain't. We're trying to do something, right? And I understand you want to do, we're doing something, right? That we were basically hired to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you gonna have an attitude because I'm saying, no, you can't come right here.
Right. Like, excuse me, just going around.
Like, we really need to. I really want to say, like, let's check. Like, we got to check our manners.
Yeah.
Like,
as I walk in with my bad manners, this is messed
loud. I know he hear us talking.
Yeah. Manners matter.
I
apologize.
So no, that was good, man. We were talking about the parade, MLK debrief.
Yeah, we talking about like just how like we're telling people one is like we talking to you and like, yo, don't walk through. Yeah. And I know everybody be wanting their kids video of their kid, but like we're actually live streaming so that the world could see it.
Your kids, yeah.
Right.
Like we about to put your kids in front of thousands of viewers.
Right. And you're gonna come in and stand in the camera. Oh, I just stand where you at. That ain't what we do. Follow rules.
Stand where I'm at. Yeah, that absolutely was. Kevin, what was your takeaways, man?
I had a good time.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed myself.
Let me tell you, you over enjoyed yourself.
Listen, I did.
He always do. Yeah.
And that's why I was just advocating for us to do it so bad because I just loved it.
You did. And like you fully embraced everything about it.
Yeah, my childhood energy was just at 1,000.
Yeah, no, it was good, man.
I love it.
It was cold.
It was cold. Yeah.
Yes, I want big shouts out to Advantage Village putting on a huge
that was a long parade.
It was longer than ever.
Yeah.
We just was like begging for it to end.
No, it was like the parade.
How many we got?
It's like the song that never ends.
Look, more people coming.
No, my friends.
It did go long, but it was amazing, and that's a great segue because I put in this question, not even a question. I put in a comment about it afterwards when I started seeing the videos come in from Martin Luther King Street.
Okay.
And I said, just move the parade back to MLK Street.
Mm-hmm.
And when I said that, we got like a range of responses and reactions. And so I want to start by just saying this, okay? As we begin to really dive into this, we know that this is near and dear to the city, right? Again, I threw the idea out recently. Why not move the parade back to MLK Street in 2026? After all, that's where it started, right? The street is named after Dr. King, and it could be a real down-home community vibe, and really get us out of this commercialized expression of MLK.
Especially since some of those businesses decided on Central that they wasn't going to open because the MLK parade.
I mean, they've been doing that for decades, though.
Yeah. It don't matter, but I mean,
since I was a kid, I remember all the businesses would close on MLK.
Right. Yeah. And so what I did, I suggested that the move could spur economic development to the area, support local businesses, and bring the celebration back to its roots. But as expected, folks had plenty of things to say about this. So I want to break down all of the things that we heard. But before we do that, what's your thoughts, man? Should the MLK parade return to MLK Street? Y'all call in or comment. Let us know. Should it return to MLK Street? So the overview, right? Here's the thought process. The historical significance of MLK. MLK Street South is where the parade began, and having it there honors Dr. King and the community's history. That's the first piece. The economic development. So the parade could energize small businesses, bring life to an area that definitely needs it and doesn't always get the same attention as downtown. Also, it has a community feel. So the idea is to shift the focus back to neighborhoods, creating a celebration that's more concentrated to residents rather than the commercial interest. And then also the last thing, a big piece of it, is the infrastructure opportunity. The move could push the city to improve the streets. I'm gonna say that again. Improve the streets, improve the walkability, improve the safety, and the overall infrastructure, just like they've done in other parts of the city.
They supposed to did that anyway, though. That's another conversation that we can have.
Yeah, since we got that big old sinkhole.
No, because after the 2018 MLK Festival, you know, we was advocating for redevelopment of MLK Street. And it was supposed to be tied to when that bridge is completed. And if you see the bridge still ain't completed, so that's another conversation. But they were supposed to widen the sidewalks. They were supposed to have placards and lanyards. It was a whole bunch of stuff that was planned with the economic development department. You know, I took walking tours with the head of economic development, Alan Delisle, and his entire team at that time. I remember meeting with Nikki Gaskin Capehart, what's Gertis, who's Rob Gertis. I remember sitting in those meetings, sitting there like thinking like, dang, it's $1 million worth of money of payroll in here and ain't nobody paid me. But long story short, I think that we already are at a point where the MLK celebration is on MLK Street.
Right. Yeah.
Don't touch the mic. Get the feedback.
So the celebration is there, but the parade is not.
Yes, I mean, I think because
so that was the thing. It was like, okay, put the parade where the celebration.
But see, the reason I think the reason I think this is my opinion. I don't think we should do it. I think that it's already carved out like the way it's been carved out for years. And I wouldn't want to take two celebrations and make it one.
That's what I was thinking.
Out of convenience.
No, that's what I was thinking.
No, I wouldn't.
I was thinking take the two, make it one, and then it just be one really big one.
But see, the reason I said,
but I will tell you, I'm gonna almost like I was sitting up here thinking about it, and I was gonna go with how Jabbar was feeling about it. It will take the celebration almost away from from 9th Street.
Okay.
From MLK to so
parade on MLK.
Because it's the ending of the parade. Like the people who come in, it's the ending of the parade.
Okay.
And then they want to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't after the parade. So I think it will kind of.
King Street is where people go after the parade.
Yeah, like they go right.
And a lot of people don't never go to the parade. So let's just be people stay on MLK Street. Like I went to the parade this year. Yeah. I didn't go on 9th Street.
Okay.
I didn't turn down 9th Street. I didn't go at all. And that was the first time.
I usually get my 9th Street up there.
I know. That was the first time in decades that I didn't go down MLK Street. And
I probably haven't been on 9th Street in decades. Like like to sit out there and hang out like as in It do. Like I can't remember the last time. Like I'm really trying to think when did I walk down there? Like
I did it last year.
All right. So, like, a funny story is like my auntie, my mama, older sister, she down with everything.
Okay.
Where she was there with us the whole time, right?
Yeah.
She down. She listen, my auntie Mita. She down with everything. So she be wanting to ride down just to see this. Oh, just ride. Yeah, like she wasn't the people.
That's me too.
Like so, and I'm good with that. So like I like to go see where all the people at, but then go back home.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah.
and so we had some mixed views on what the people were saying. So I want to give it to you real quick. So they had a team move it back to MLK. So many folks are in favor of the move, highlighting the cultural and economic benefits. Kalitha Waters, she said the vibe on 9th Street is different. Let the small businesses in the neighborhood make that MLK money. Mr. Edmonds said it's more legacy on MLK Street. It's roots of the celebration. And then LaQuinda Shakespeare, she said, what better way to have it? The street name is Dr. MLK, so I totally agree. Some even suggested ways to enhance it. The parade should end at Bartlett Park with a live concert and fair rides. But again, that was part of the question. And then you had another team that said, keep it where it is. So on the flip side, others think that it should stay downtown. They cited the logistical and safety concerns. Ms. Teresa Jones, she said the parade has outgrown the footprint that would be available on MLK Street South. Mm-hmm. The streets and sidewalks aren't wide enough to accommodate the size of minivans or the crowds. And I want to pause there because that's the point, right? Like knowing that if that's the direction that we're going, then we can make those infrastructure changes to make that area safer.
But let me
make it more walkable, like you said. To dispose of.
I just say let me lift that up. We don't have to move the celebrations to make MLK more walkable. And that's something that those are dollars we look to tap into to improve the sidewalks. Right. Was the what is not complete streets?
Yeah, complete streets. One of the
that's one of them, but it was one before that where we were advocating and using the data from off of 18th Avenue and 34th, and they got the millions of dollars and did 9th Street North.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we use the data from on 18th Avenue and 34th,
Yeah.
in front of Perkins
safety,
and 34th Street,
Yeah.
by safety, people getting hit, and then they got awarded the millions of dollars. I help advocate for it. You can take the pictures, and you can see I'm in the pictures with the former mayor.
Yep.
So I help advocate for it, and then I got discouraged because when the money came down, all the improvements that were done on MLK North.
Yeah, we were advocating for improvements on Martin Luther King Street, and they happened, but they happened.
Yeah, when the money came, it went all north.
Right.
But long story short, I think we can repair our community, without changing everything around, and really still have the entire celebration.
Right. I appreciate that. And so, again, thank y'all for your comments, and thank you to everybody who weighed in on this conversation. I think it's going to be an ongoing conversation in the years ahead, because there's also been some advocacy around additional funding, additional resources.
They definitely need. So what I will tell you is that we definitely need additional funding. Mm-hmm. You see this parade, and you can just see the lack of funding that's there compared to the other parades.
Yeah.
You can see where, and just blatantly, you see the Gay Pride Parade. They have buses that come and pick up people, take them downtown, make free buses and things like that. We don't get that for MLK. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the partnership definitely looks different.
Okay, and so if you're listening, those who listening, those who can influence that, again, it's not a knock on the organizers or a knock on what's happening currently. But it's really just painting a picture of what could be, and that's what it was all about. It's not saying, okay, this was horrible and this sucks and da 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 da. It's saying, like, this is, this parade, it was different for real. You can tell it's different. The energy is different. The space is different. You know what I mean? And being able to move it to a place where the people are, you know what I mean? I think it would make sense. But I hear you. I hear both sides of it, and again, it's an ongoing conversation.
This is what when you are organizing and doing a big event, things are every year you have to come back and re-look at everything and do your pros and cons and how can you make it better. So this is constructive criticism. Like we're not like shooting like that. That's it. Like, and if you can't take a debrief, then you in the wrong job. I'm all jokes aside, if nobody can't tell you like, hey, this is what, but here, and if you have a problem with that, you need to find another job.
Okay.
And I said it. The views expressed was of Kiana.
So I agree. But I think also a part of the debrief, I think that we also got to look at, the good, right? And I think I'm just can I wait, hold on. Can I get this out? I got this thought. And as we look at what works and what didn't work, right? We got to double down on what works, right? I say this all the time. I was saying it all day out there. It was 150, 200,000 people out there, right? And how do we double down on that and get it to be 500,000 people?
So this is what I do like. So merging the parade and 9th Street. Remember how they had the fun day?
Yeah.
Right. And it used to be in Tropicana Field. Now, I personally think like they should close off 9th Street and put all the fun to stay stuff in the middle of 9th Street. Because people already bring their kids there. Now, this is just my thoughts, right? Not saying that it necessarily would work, but like have where the bounce houses and all that. You still have all the other people, the local, because people, the one thing is people think that 9th Street gets a bad rap, right? They be like, but if you look at it, there's no drama typically on 9th Street. Nothing happens. But people just having a good time.
No, in their minds, it's imaginary.
Right.
They imagine that it's some type of war zone. Never go down there.
And I was guilty of that too. I was one of the people who didn't go down there, but I had a whole lot to say about what went on.
And all you got to do is just go down and walk that block, and you'll see. You'll see that it's different.
It's just people just hanging out, having it's a big family reunion at the end of the day.
And it's a big car show and family reunion. Because they be bringing them whips out. They be whipping and dipping.
That's the one thing that you get excited about with the MLK parade. Like 2 days before, you see all the cars driving in. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah.
But I think, I think what happened over the years, the two cultures divided.
Okay.
Right. The people who
not over the years.
People over the years.
The two cultures divided.
Because the people who loving the cars with the booming systems, and the people who actually
outgrown that,
they didn't. That's what happens to the separation.
Yeah.
That's why it split. And it's like, I think of it like a cell. You know, a cell divides as it takes over its host.
Yep.
Right. And the cell divided into 3.
Yeah.
It divided a couple times.
Yep.
And one cell is still big. The original cell is still big.
Right. And
I think that the car show and I just love it. The vendors. I love the economic development of it. I think that, St. Pete PD can do a better job of
unblocking these streets,
not shutting down the city.
Yeah.
Because this is the economic development time, and they did not block off every road like in 18. Mm-hmm. They let people hang out. Kudos to the St. Pete Police Department.
But then they blocked
Great job, but there's also a caveat. We have to let these businesses take advantage of the economic development. Right. We have to let these vendors take advantage of the economic development. And a lot of times, your police car's blocking. Right. That police car's parked right there is blocking 16th Street. It's blocking a large amount of black businesses.
And I will say this, another thing I would like to see is the organizers all come together for the weekend. Yeah. So, like, the MLK parade, is hosted and organized by one group of people. Right. 9th Street is organized.
No, 9th Street ain't organized by nobody.
You get what I'm saying? Like, people I saw, listen.
She said it's a bad neighborhood when neighborhood economics are involved, but it's prime when gentrification is in play.
Right.
So yeah, but
when I'm saying
gentrification to occur, you have to make the people think that it's a bad neighborhood.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. When you move back to that space. And you do parallel tracks, like you said, Mr. Emmy. You don't have to move it in order to make these improvements. But
right.
We know that we want walkable communities. We want safe streets for our neighborhoods. We want bike lanes.
And you know that this happens. You know that this happens anyway, so you should be making sure that the people who are there on 9th Street are safe. Right. But back to what I was saying is that, like, if the organizers all can get together, even though there's no head organizer for 9th Street, people organize. I seen the text. I seen the messages like, "Hey, if you want a van right here, hit me up." Like, they have their lot. So they're organizing. Yeah, they have their organizing. Like, but what I'm saying, if it all come together. And then it's mapped out. You have something like an Essence or something here that people come in, because this is a premier weekend that people come in. Right on. So
I definitely agree.
So here's what we want to know, what we need to know. The MLK parade definitely is more than just a route. It's a reflection of our history, our values, and our community. So whether it stays downtown or moves back to MLK Street, the most important thing to remember is that we want to honor Dr. King and his legacy and bringing people together. So up next, y'all, we're gonna talk. We're gonna get into some politics with Mr. Edmond. Mr. Edmond, what you got for us today, man?
Wow, Donald J. Trump inauguration.
We don't have enough time for these 8 minutes. But let's go. Let's start it.
Donald J. Trump was inaugurated on MLK Day. Yeah. And a lot happened. It was very fast.
Very fast.
A whole bunch of executive orders went out. It's so many.
And they not stopping.
Oh no. He's actually governing the way he said he was gonna govern. So you really can't be upset. You have to just because politicians often don't do what they say they was going to do. Mm-hmm. And now you have a politician or the anti-politician or whatever you want to call him is doing what he said he was going to do. So, I mean, throw it up in the air. One of the things he has ended with the executive order was the 1967 Equal Rights Act.
Okay.
Is it 67 or 65?
One of them years. They did them by.
65.
They got 65, 67. They got 72. It's the gang of.
It's gone.
Keep going.
So long story short, now that people
did stars. Thank you,
Nisi. Now that now that the executive orders have been signed, people don't have to hire you. They can say that you black and I don't want you.
Mm-hmm.
You Mexican, I don't like you.
Right.
You transsexual, get out my office.
Yeah.
That's what they can do now.
Okay.
And it's legal by the United States government. We've taken a step back, y'all. We went back to the 60s instantly by the swipe of a pen. We're back. See, that means we weren't going nowhere.
I don't think we back.
We back. We back.
I don't think so.
So
because you can go back on paper, but not go back in practice.
But you went forward on paper
listen,
and didn't go forward on
because he
practice.
signed these executive orders, y'all.
Yeah.
The thing is to get us emotionally riled up, which it's done.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a process.
Easy to do.
It's still a process
That's
too.
get on my nerves a little bit with all of this stuff too. Like we so easily, riled up and outraged when it's like, come on. And the people that I'm seeing is outraged. Like we old enough to know. Like we've seen enough swearing ins, enough elections, and enough. And so I'm like, come on, you like my age, and you really like real deal. Like, you don't understand.
No,
this is how this.
You want me to tell you?
No, this is like where we are. And this is how it actually works.
I think what happened is that like you never had nobody come in and do it like this. No. Like you never got. You never came anybody.
Slap you in the face and say we
But
don't like y'all. Get y'all stuff together because we trying to do something for us.
So
y'all do something for y'all self.
I want to say that I think that it's a little more nuanced than that. Because we take out of equation how the media has been used to inseminate certain ideas into our minds, and now this is the foregone conclusion that they was telling us to be scared of. Okay. Right? So now they knew this man had a great chance of winning. They tried to play him down, dumb him down, and now people are upset that these orders are going out. And I'm just gonna say it. There's no guardrails anymore. Yeah. The media is on his side. Right? The media just going hunky door. The court's hunky door.
And I don't know if even if they're not on their side, they fear him. Because
of course.
Because he's vindictive. So just like the DEI, you know what I mean, dismantled. Like he gave them to 5 p.m. to let them people go.
Yeah, they don't pay leave.
Yeah.
I think he did
paid leave.
For DI hires?
The federal DEI departments and administrators.
Yeah, until you get laid off.
If you're the head of DEI anything, or you working in anything DEI, your job, you just got a temporary.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? This is the reverse civil rights movement. Remember the civil rights movement? Everybody got an opportunity. Yeah. George Floyd passed. Everybody wanted to do DEI. Mm-hmm. This is the reverse. They call it backlash. This is the reverse. This is the opposite. And now the opportunity is on the communities, because if you know, one of the other executive orders is there's no more birthright citizenship.
He's trying to
it's blocked. So the judge did block it. Put a temporary block on that, because if you're born here, you are a citizen.
And that's Constitution.
Yeah.
And so
he want to burn the Constitution. He said he want to. He said it. He said he want to burn.
But I'm going to say this though, while we're talking about it, kudos to like some of the companies say we're still doing DEI.
That's where it mattered at anyway.
So Costco's, Target. Yeah. Costco said, I'm not going away with it. And a matter of fact, we're going to increase it.
Yeah, they're going to do more.
Right. Target, same thing. So these are some companies that I know that's still like, Walmart is not, just FYI. So that's Walmart said.
What about the city of St. Pete?
Yeah, who knows? But here's the thing: when you get into this stuff too, right? Again, my take is like we just got to start facing reality, man, and really understanding that we can do a lot more than we give ourselves credit for, I think. And what Donald J. Trump is doing is he's going to force us to do that.
But I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that, because I think the actions that need to be taken going to have to be done on our own free will. I'm not saying. But we're not going to be able to do it under this type of pressure, because
this is what that's surely do. Like, so
you make diamonds and you crush a lot of stuff. Pressure crush a lot of stuff.
We don't have enough jobs for our own millions of unemployed. So we definitely don't have enough jobs for you all. So we're going to prioritize hiring ourselves. Now, what does that force you to do?
One thing I will tell you about our people is that no.
It forces some people to do nothing.
But you want, so we don't subscribe to all, and we know there's going to be some people but there's going to be people that's left behind, because that's just what it is. This is more
than the people who make it through. I mean, that's just traditionally how it is. When you talk about succeeding, overcoming obstacles and adversity, it's often the small number. And then the rest are just oppressed. I mean, I'm just saying how it usually works.
Well, so the people that's gonna succeed, and the ones that don't want. So the same thing that boils an egg, boils a potato, and it's just what you made out of. We can't make you out of something that you don't want.
I agree.
When they didn't have jobs and they got free, they sold watermelon. Some people thought it was stupid. The people who they did it, some people step up. When there was crisis, when you look at the Depression, there was a lot of millionaires made, and the ones who didn't have it didn't, and they stayed employees. But you need all of those people to make it go around.
So we entering into the new civil rights depression.
History. I'm going to tell you history.
we got a break coming up. So look, this is going to be ongoing. And I know last year we spent a lot of time talking about Trump and the Trop. That was kind of the two like.
That was Trump and the Trop.
Trump and the Trop. When I was going back,
we got a Trop update. We got a Trop
update. So letting y'all know,
stay tuned.
Are definitely going to be in the news. I'm waking up every day seeing something about Trump
and the Trop. Oh, you didn't see the Trop?
Oh, every day. But
we gotta go.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta.
I didn't say nothing. I was being quiet.
I had something good I was going to say too, but we just wait.
Why you pointing at me?
We just wait until we got a special guest, Maurice Mo Franklin. He's going to get in the building. Thank you for coming. He's going to talk about No Place Like Home. It's an event that was created to help provide resources. He's going to come in and talk about that. And we got Ask Kiana and some more about what the people say. So y'all stick around. We'll be back about 6-7 minutes after the hour.
Hello, I'm Gabe Ortiz, and this is WEDU Arts Plus. Based out of St. Pete, the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is a morning radio show about hip-hop life and urban culture. Meet the hosts who inform and empower their listeners.
I'm Jabbar Edman. I go by Mr. Edman. My role, I'm a host and I'm co-founder.
My name is Brother John Muhammad, Your Brother John, YourBrotherJohn.com. And my role on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is host or co-host.
I just go by Kiana. Sometimes you may hear the guys call me Q. I may say Q just depending on my personality that day. And I'm the female of the crew. All right, I think I keep balance when you look at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. So that's my role.
And I'm Bruce Moore Jr. A lot of people do know Bruce Moore Jr., obviously being born and raised here and going to school here, but there's many more people that know Reno.
St. Pete is small, and so the good things and bad things that come with a small city, everybody knowing each other, of course, would be one of the pluses.
My neighbors were not only just my neighbors, they became my family.
Trying to put that back now, like really getting back to a place where we know our neighbors and we look out for each other. There was a St. Pete that existed, south of Central, and then there was another St. Pete that existed north of Central and downtown. It was a struggle then, and I think it's still, somewhat a struggle for Black people in the city of St. Pete.
Even with every step of progress we make, it's still a struggle to, implement that progress.
Did y'all hear about the weed college, the first cannabis college?
In Orlando.
Talk to us, Soprano.
Yeah, I've been looking at it.
This is serious, y'all.
Over a year ago.
If you got the charges, go and get the degrees, King. You got years of experience, man. It ain't like you come into a classroom with no data.
Elon Musk said that a drug dealer knows how to manage and run a business better.
I can't believe that.
The real facts, man.
I'm all about education. But what I'm saying is that we carry this industry on our backs.
The way we started the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, Jabbar approached me
about what could we do, how can we do something together, and then an opportunity to promote Amendment 4. Amendment 4 is the voting rights restoration to returning citizens. We were able to negotiate a deal where we got like 30 minutes on the radio at 99 Jams to talk about Amendment 4 and other local policies.
Have been carried out in China.
A fierce Atlantic storm is lashing Ireland and parts of the UK. Warrants for Taliban leaders sought by the international.
And you know what? Just like that.
We are back.
We are back. We are back. We're back.
Welcome you back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project at the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See That.
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool because
smart
is the new
gangster.
Baby.
If you don't know,
now you know. No. Okay.
In the studio with us, we also have a special guest, Mr. Maurice Franklin, aka Mo. And he's here to talk about the No Place Like Home community event that's coming up tomorrow at where is it?
We are going to be at the St. Pete College at the Midtown campus.
Right on.
We're excited to be here this morning to share the good news of this event. This event is really an event that is meant to get resources into the community. We kind of took a different look.
Okay.
This is our second annual.
Yeah.
Okay, so, hey.
And I want to just pause there and give you a huge shout out for the first annual, for the inaugural.
There you go.
Yeah, because you can't do first annual.
But people will. Yeah. It's the first annual because they want to let you know.
They do it all the time, right?
They do. That's why.
You know what? You speak those things that are not into existence.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what happened. They're projecting it.
Just let you know they ain't going nowhere.
So the inaugural No Place Like Home community event was amazing. Like I was blessed to be there, and the room at the Enoch was packed. Lots of resources, lots of providers. So congratulations, man. And you got like a tall order to try and duplicate something that was successful.
It was amazing last year. It was a blessing. A lot of times when you start these ventures, you don't really know how it's going to come out. But I think it really speaks to the need. I think what you saw is that people are hurting. Is that everything's high. Eggs is high, bread's high, interest rates high, rent's high, everything's high. And so when you have a need, people seek relief. And so if you put on something that provides resources and it provides things that are actually needed by the community, they seek them. And so really what it ended up being is it kind of ended up being something that I think happened and that the time and the idea and the location was where people could actually access it. So Enoch was a great location. We never want to take it out of where the community can't reach it. Right. We want to put the resources in the CRA, and we want people to be able to come there and take advantage of the information that's out there. There's a lot of information, and whether you for or against, whether, I'm not into the politics, but I do know that there are resources. And oftentimes we just don't know where to seek those resources and take advantage of the things that are out there. So we wanted to make an event that put everything in the same room that really would allow upward mobility of the community of the CRA in Southside. So that really was the focus. So whether you needed childcare, whether you needed food resources, whether you needed to seek a first-time home and wanted to know what down payment assistance was available, whether you wanted to know about the inventory of the houses that are out there that are committed to these programs, we wanted to put all those sort of resources in one place so that you didn't have to travel across town, make a second appointment, or you start at the wrong place and end up really needed to go somewhere else. It's all in the same place.
And I appreciate you doing that too, because as I'm looking at the flyer and then just being there last year, I see you have like a wide range of services. So you got affordable housing and then credit counseling, which both go hand in hand. Exactly. Right. So if you want to get a house, but you don't qualify for based on your credit,
there you go.
You have those resources in the building as well.
See, you bring up a great point, and let me tell you, that's really kind of how the whole vision for No Place Like Home started. I was actually at an affordable house groundbreaking and spoke to some gentlemen at Duke Energy, and we talked about just being able to be a first-time home buyer. And I was telling them that, I believe that starts way earlier than what the traditional process is.
Okay.
So, a lot of times when we think of buying a house, people think about going to get pre-approved and then going to go, on Zillow or Trillia or wherever, and they go look for a house, find a realtor. And I'm like, when me and my wife decided to purchase a home, man, that plan started 2 years before we actually did it. And so you really need to start dealing with creating savings. And so how do you do that? Well, we were talking about that, and I said, well, in the CRA, you may have a lot of single parents. So it may start with childcare,
right?
Opposed to the normal, we just got money in the bank.
Right.
Some folks need to create savings to be able to put some money in the bank.
That's right.
So we wanted to really try to put all of the programs, resources, and things that could create the savings and create the knowledge to be able to move forward and make that next step of maybe getting there. So that's really kind of how this started.
Can I ask you, what is the biggest challenge you see for, like you say, when a young husband and wife or couple or whatever sets out to start the purchase of a home? What's some of the biggest potholes or challenges?
Yeah. So it generally is going to come down to savings and credit.
Okay.
A lot of times it's just difficult. If your rent is $24,000, $2,100 a month. It's hard to,
it's hard
trying to make $1 out. What you trying to make $1 out of 15 cents?
It's hard,
right.
and it's when you say those two things, savings and credit, it's intimidating. Because you gotta let somebody come in if you don't know what you're doing to help you, and people are embarrassed if they got low credit scores and they be like, I don't want nobody in my business, so to kind of help you, and then you don't want nobody also to tell you like what to cut off. You bring up
a great point. You bring up a great point, but I think it's time to really shine light on. Haven't we all been there?
Yeah. That's what I'm going.
Talk that talk.
Going with it, like,
talk that talk.
Whose credit was it bad?
Right. Yeah.
That's right. Bring it down to earth. Yeah.
And that's what.
So if that's the case, you know what?
Let's get it right.
Going to fix it until you identify your problem and say, I need to do something about it.
And if you could do it by yourself, you would have done it.
You would have done it. Just go do it. Listen, people gonna talk about you anyway, good or bad. No, I'm just saying it because so give them something really to talk about.
Yeah.
You was here and now you're there. So like if they talking about you with this high rent and now you can afford a house, you gave them something really good to talk about.
You know what? I will say this. Coming from a background of being a preacher,
okay,
you gotta be able to give your testimony.
That's true. Okay, that's right.
So at the end of the day, there was a time that I didn't have good credit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like anybody. There was a time all of us. It says we all fall short.
That's right. That's right.
So give your if you fell short and then you now have gotten a healing. Let's just testify.
Listen,
we've all been there.
You did that. You did that. I like what you did. I see what you did.
I done had bad credit, good credit, and then bad credit again.
Many successful people have. Don't run from that, because someone else needs to know that. And know that if you have a problem now, that many people you look up to had that problem before. Right?
Hold on, we have a caller, y'all. Hold on. Hello, caller. Introduce yourself.
Hey, good morning. It's 98 Prince.
Oh, we got a caller. Hey, 98 Prince. We're going to take a break. Okay. Where are you calling from, 98 Prince?
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, Portland, Oregon. Tell the people about yourself.
How y'all doing? Calling from Portland. Just dropped a project for y'all, November 22nd.
Okay. What's the name of the project?
Never Should Have Left.
Okay, when did you start doing music?
I started my musical journey in 2017.
Oh, and what kind now? So I always ask every artist, what genre of music do you do? Are you a rapper, singer?
I rap and sing, but I call it trap and beat and hip hop because I blended some genres.
Rap and beat, I heard that before.
Okay, yep. And so like, if we had to put you in a lane, like, what messages are you giving the people with your music?
On some real shit. I'm on some
we
real
live
stuff.
on the radio?
Yeah.
That's
on some real stuff, I would say Lou Fiasco, Childish Gambino.
Mm-hmm.
That's some of the vibes that some of my big songs have.
Okay, so that's like social commentary.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, where can the people find you at?
I'm on all platforms. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify. I got music videos on YouTube as well that I recently dropped.
Mm-hmm. And what is your handles?
98 Prince. Prince with a Y, so PRYNCE.
Mm-hmm. All right, now are you going to be doing any tours? Like when are you coming down to Florida anytime soon?
Yeah, I have some opportunities to come out there. I got invited to Rolling Loud in March and a few other things, so I might come out there soon.
I mean, if you got invited to Rolling Loud, you need to roll on loud down here.
Most definitely.
No, yeah, because you know. But when you do, make sure you playing your music real loud and let them know that's where you going to Rolling Loud, you know. Yeah.
I might make that play happen.
Now I want to ask, because you're in Portland. How cold is it?
Oh man, it's getting cold out here.
Wow, I hear that, and I just want to thank you for getting up early because what you about 3 hours behind us, and so thank you for getting up early to tap in with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
That's right, and share it with all your Portland friends and family. Go like the page because we're supporting you. We need you to support us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'll most definitely make sure to do that.
Yeah, now if you can leave the people with one thing, what would you tell them and why they should support you?
If I could leave the people with one thing, I would tell you to never forget who you are. Mm-hmm. When you're put into a position and catapulted into a position, no matter how soon it comes, you might not be ready for it. So never forget who you are. Stay humble, and never forget your mission.
All right.
That's right. Powerful.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, and we got 98 Prince all the way from Portland, Oregon, calling in. Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah. So when you come in town, we'll do an in-person interview.
That's right.
That'd be great.
All right. You have a great morning.
All right, y'all.
All right,
98 Prince.
Listen, y'all don't understand. People call in from everywhere.
That's big. If you're an artist from here and you ain't called in, you slipping on your pimping. I'm just saying.
Well, look, it's all right because they say the prophet is not without honor except in his own home. and so if y'all don't see it locally, that's all right. That's right.
They see it in Oregon.
They see it in Oregon.
And you got
Tennessee,
Oakland, Texas. I mean,
Pittsburgh. We had Pittsburgh one time. I think we had we done had
Beanie Man all the way from Jamaica.
Man,
yeah.
You got people from Pittsburgh and ain't got nobody from the Burgh.
Yes. So artists, if you are artist, R&B, I don't care if it's trap, soul, gospel, call in 99 Jams, get in contact with Q. Right. Q setting it up. She's doing a big one. And we want to support you. We want to support our local music as well as music from far and abroad.
And if you got videos and stuff like that, we have things.
Shoot it.
Yeah, come on.
And so thank y'all for that. And so we have in the studio with us also, we
got another caller.
With No Place Like Home. And just talking about this is the event, and we're going to get back into that in just a second. Caller, you're on the air. We're here with Mo Franklin. We're talking about resources and community stuff, coming community event. What's on your mind?
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? This is comedian David. I'm checking in with y'all, man. What's going on?
Hey, a whole lot and not enough at the same time. What's good with you, my brother?
Man, I just want to say God blesses, man, and everything, and everything blesses y'all, man. Resources and whatever going on. That's what's going on. You heard me? That's real. And to call in, man. I ain't talked to y'all in a minute. I've been missing in action, but hey, I had to call in and let y'all know the love still up, baby.
Always appreciate it, man. Happy to hear your voice, beloved.
Man, you already know. Zay, say something, Zay. Oh,
hey, Zay.
Zay,
good morning.
Good morning. They say good morning, Zay.
You know, Zay get all shy.
Oh.
No, Zay is for real.
So y'all ever see? Okay, all right. Bye. Have a great day. Y'all ever see?
Davis, y'all.
You seen the post?
St. Pete, funny.
That they say the 2-year-old get them 1 minute of what was it?
I didn't see it.
You don't pay unsupervised attention for 1 minute and watch how much they get done.
Listen. That boy is the truth. They is the truth.
So again, we're talking with Maurice Franklin of No Place Like Home, the upcoming event, and NPL8. It's an event that was created with the goal to gather all available resources offered to South St. Pete community and direct as many residents as possible towards those resources. It underscores the primary purpose and importance of this event, and he's here to break it down and provide us with further context. And so we thank you for coming by.
January 25th, Saturday, tomorrow. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Where did this week go?
Where's the whole? Where did 2024 go? I don't know, man.
Yeah,
January came in like it had something to do, man.
Yeah.
So that lets you know how 2025 is about to move. You have no time to wait.
That's right.
Okay.
And then, Mo, I know with this event, like you said, you had like a background as a pastor. Because I'm trying to figure out, like, how does this fit into your professional realm? Like, is this like a nonprofit thing that you're doing, or is it just, you saw a need and wanted to fill it?
So this is not a nonprofit.
Okay.
We have a nonprofit, but I haven't pursued it to be in that vein.
Okay.
I got a a lot of jobs already.
True.
I'm trying to figure that all out.
That's
so,
right.
But just as being the organizer of it, we just saw a need and wanted to fill it, and was very excited that we could get the sponsorship and partnership with the city of St. Pete. Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the city of St. Pete, which is obviously they're going to have all of their housing resources, as well as the CRA economic development side. So we have like the greenhouse that will be there. We have the housing and development department that will be there. So everything that's down payment assistance, the rapid roof replacement program will be there.
People still dealing with that.
People are still dealing with that. So I know that in the CRA, that program, I believe, if you qualify and you own a home, they have resources. From my understanding, I think it's up to $20,000 to help you replace a roof.
Yeah,
nice. Like I said, there are some tremendous resources out there. We also have Duke Energy, who has weatherization programs, and also just bringing energy education. It blew me away when they talked about you could probably lower your power bill by 1/3 by just setting your
thermostat.
Your thermostat. Right?
To what, 60, 79?
I think it's supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, like 72 or something like that. I might need to go to the class, but what I do know is that that sort of education reduces your bill significantly.
Right. Yeah, and that's just knowledge, just knowing.
So wait, if you set your thermostat,
it's like 70. It's
a number.
It's
78, 79. I'm telling you, I don't save my energy.
And they can share that.
What you talking about? It's hot.
set your thing to 79 at your house.
That's why they fight it. That's why you don't fight tonight.
Now, when it's this cold, I do know that you're supposed to be somewhere between like 68, 72 to save power.
Okay.
That's the up north things. I was born 25 years, but I was born. Nobody said nothing at no 79.
Listen, everybody fighting. Listen, I keep saying it, everybody fighting. No, that ain't it. It's up there, but it ain't it.
Set it so high, you need the AC.
No, it's true story. My fans on at the same time in my
Hey, man, God, lead dog.
Maurice Frankie from No Place Like Home. You can go to nplh.info and you can find out more about it. But again, if you have a question or if you want to just engage on this conversation, give us a call. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is free food and prizes. No Place Like Home community event. And then the invite is asking if you need any assistance with affordable housing, credit counseling, utility savings, what we just talked about, youth development, home ownership opportunities, entrepreneurship, mortgage lending, community resources, home rehab and weatherization, and all of these resources and providers will be available for you to engage with tomorrow at St. Pete College Midtown. That's 1322nd Street South.
Yes, on the Deuces.
Absolutely, on the Deuces.
Right there where everybody can get there.
We've got Habitat for Humanity, Tampa Bay, Raymond James is sponsoring as well, Suncoast Housing Connection, Neighborhood Home Solution. We have Bay First Bank, Hancock Whitney Bank, and GTE Financial as well as there will be some local companies, I believe, successful futures tutoring will be there as well.
We pulling up. We gonna pull up. You done convinced me. I got a question, and it's a very relevant question. So, is there anything here for the potential real estate investor, right, that's coming out of the community and wanting to purchase and invest in the community? Is there anything enough for them?
So you bring up a good point, and I think one thing that needs to be understood is that when I say the city's resources will be there, it's the city's housing and development.
Okay, told that. Okay, I heard that. Now development.
So now that I've said that, there are programs that they incentivate investors to partner with the city to develop affordable housing. Right. And those people will be there. And I know that for a fact. Matter of fact, I believe the mayor will be there tomorrow as well. And
wow.
So, yeah, we those answers and those connections are going to be there for you to be able to engage them and find a pathway to be able to do that.
Okay.
And so, I would say certainly come out and take advantage of that.
Okay. Sounds good. And we have made those adjustments. Thank you. We got some off air in the comment producers that was telling us about the volume being low. And so thank y'all for that. We appreciate it. And hopefully you were able to catch the information that he was giving and sharing because it's valuable. It's definitely a resource that's needed for our community.
Yes, and share it with your family and your friends. It may not apply to you right now per se, but you got a family or a friend. Share this video because this is important. No Place Like Home, the second annual. This is so important because not only are they going to be telling about affordable housing, credit counseling, and utility bills, they're going to have free food, y'all.
Hold up. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. We got the Duke of Ribs actually is going to be there. They are phenomenal.
Yes.
And we also have Feeding Tampa Bay. We will be distributing groceries.
Oh, wow. Come on,
as well as giving you free hot food with the Duke of Ribs.
So you're getting hot food and free groceries.
Come on now,
resources.
What we got to do? What we got to do?
You got a videographer. You got somebody capturing this.
Yeah.
We always need another person capturing.
Well, you can call me. You got my number.
There you go.
Now we just had these storms, right?
Yeah.
And I see home rehab on here, and I know a lot of people didn't get the money and that they needed to do it. This is a good place to come.
Absolutely.
So that you can get the information that you need. I know people roofs are down. They got mold in their house. They can't replace a lot of stuff. Come out here and get this information.
Absolutely.
Such a timely event. Really. I'm glad she said that. This is on time.
Right.
This is really on time. And I know that there's going to be some resources there that can help some people. So y'all please tell your grandma. She might not be listening right now.
Yep.
Your auntie. She might not be tuned in, but this information will help her get through this storm and get through this hard time because you can get to know the people that need to help.
Now, this is what we do on air. This is the second annual. Next year, you need to hire the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
That's what we do on air.
You know what?
Yeah, we're going to come.
Let's do it. No, let's do it. No, let's do it.
Let's do it.
You know something?
I know he do it.
Jim said that.
He just saying it.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you something. I actually thought that.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you for thinking of us.
Well, see, the point is you guys have a pulse on the community.
Thank you for that.
And so whenever you're able to partner with an organization or your broadcast and you're constantly polling, talking, having conversations with the community.
Yeah.
So you know what they need and you have their ear.
Right.
And so I know it would be phenomenal to be able to partner with you to be able to really have the community come out and understand the importance of the event.
Right on. So Mr. Franklin, if there was a final thought or one word that a word that you wanted to give to the people about, I mean, we've said it all, but if there was something that was like, oh yeah, you know what, I meant to say this, what would that word be for the people?
I would say, what we really want to it's a new year.
Yeah.
Many people were hurt and a lot of people suffered through the hurricanes. 2025 returning the page, and why not get a fresh start? Why not get a new perspective? Why not come out and see really what's my best path forward to be able to move my family forward and explore all the opportunities and available resources to be able to do that.
Love that, man.
Thank you.
I
love that.
Thank you again. And so you gonna stick out? You gonna hang around, or you got?
No.
Okay.
I'm on radio once every year, so
there you go. There you go.
I'm gonna hang out.
Now we get a little rough, so buckle up. You're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams, 99 Jams the Berg. And if you'd like to support what we're doing, it's community radio, so you can go to 99jamstheberg.com, hit that donate button, and then show your love. If you want to give some stars, Q, how they do that?
How you give stars? Go to the bottom of the page. It's the star button. Press it. If you never received any of them before, Facebook gonna give you your first 200 for free, or they used to. Now, once you get them, give them to us because you heard it here. Now, if you have to purchase them, they are 1 penny. You can't go nowhere but to Facebook and buy anything for a penny. Like any great deal, the more you buy, the cheaper they are.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, do that because that's all relevant, necessary, needed, and wanted, and definitely appreciated. So before the break, we were talking about politics. We had politics with Mr. Edmond, and we were talking about President Trump and just how he jumped in like he doing the double dutch.
And he pardoning everybody.
1,500 January 6th.
Yes.
Criminals,
and this is
and more coming.
Yeah. But this is the type of widespread pardoning we need for the crack cocaine law.
Right on.
This is the type of widespread pardoning we need for some of the injustices that don't happen to our community.
Right.
Right. So whoever the next president is, or the next president after that president, take note of how they unabashedly, what is the word I'm looking for? They unashamed. They not ducking.
They were unbothered.
Yeah, they did it with his chest.
He did it with his chest. And these people actually attack the governmental process.
Yeah.
They call it sedition or they got words for it.
Then he let go the guy who made like $1 billion deals in the black web. He had 2 life sentences plus like another 40.
Yeah.
He called his mama and say, "Hey, they gave your son too much time. He coming home today."
Wow.
Boom. A police officer in New York who was charged. The officers that was charged with the murder for I can't think of her name. A black lady. They murdered her and covered it up. He pardoned those officers. They are now free. He is going in any of his friends that he think, or if there was some justice, if he feel like it was not justified.
Yeah. And not justified according to his logic.
And this is the thing is, if any agencies that attack these people ever attack them, he is getting back and say, "Hey, I'm undoing what you did."
Yeah.
That's really what he's doing.
And I say this, and this is, it's like flipping a coin. And this is the type of thing that we need for social justice, but not for people who tried the government.
Yeah.
Right. This sending a bad signal. And you can believe me, you're going to see some of these people again. And what they're going to do again,
because they're emboldened.
It's going to be so much worse than what they did before.
Right.
So he pardoned one of the guys for the January 6th.
Right? Oh, they did 1,500.
But wait.
1,500 pardons out of that.
No, but the next day he was rearrested.
No. Oh, one of the people who come on.
They got him the next day
for gun charges.
Wow.
Oh yeah, listen. And so a lot of times, we look at our community as like the troublemakers, but whether y'all know it or not, like some of these people they letting go are some of the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna say it like that, but these people have been waiting on the time to run and jump through the window of the government. They've been planning their lives for this, and guess what? They got another shot at it.
Right. One of the other things that he did too, he issued a executive order that targeted healthcare. So y'all know over the summer we were working on that ACA and the work that we were doing to bring resources to the state of Florida for ACA navigators. And so he actually did the executive order targeting the ACA. These changes could affect the healthcare access for almost 24 million Americans. So whether you're a fan of his policies or not, one thing is clear: the Affordable Care Act has been a cornerstone of the healthcare policies in this country since 2010, and these new measures are expected to shake things up in a major way.
No more $35 insulin.
I was just gonna say they cut the medicine.
Yeah.
And see, that was life-saving.
Yeah.
So what people who don't take insulin or don't have diabetes, and that's really disproportionately black people.
Come on,
right?
That's
no question about
that
it.
is all. That's kind of like a death sentence.
Yeah.
Right? Because people got to choose between eating tonight or getting the insulin.
And
right.
you need both.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so on January 20th, when he came in, he signed executive orders reversing the key ACA provisions that were implemented during Biden's administrations. This includes rolling back the extended enrollment periods and the federal subsidies that made health care more affordable to millions of Americans. these changes could actually make it harder for people to enroll in affordable health insurance, especially those in non-expansion states like Florida and vulnerable populations. And so what would you say would be some of the real impacts for people who are dealing with this? How do you see it? Because I mean, it's a lot of people that I know that use the marketplace for their health insurance.
They won't have health insurance.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then what you're going to have is the hospitals are now going to be filled with people because they can,
emergency room care.
So you're going to go in there and now they're not going to see their regular doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
Because you don't have a regular doctor.
No, it's going to be emergency room. They're going to go when they sick.
Yeah.
And that costs us more.
Right.
So that's just what people need to know. These changes are not saving the taxpayers' money.
Right.
What saves the taxpayer money is getting health care before the disease strikes you down,
Right.
before the ailment puts you in the hospital, is getting the care, and it's cheaper.
Right.
So now it's going to cost us more. And I want to say this. This is like really not a shot at Biden, but if this would have been put through the regular process and not executive order, he couldn't have changed it. So
there you go.
So we gotta learn political literacy as we go. We just can't keep going through this and not learning.
Right.
That's why we have to put the right people in place so that it doesn't have to be an executive order. It can go through Congress and the Senate and get pushed through.
Right.
So it's harder
for him to just reverse it.
Even though so let's be clear, just because he signed these executive orders, y'all, there's still a process.
Yeah.
Again, it's still a process. Even though it sounds like, oh, he did it, it's not written in stone yet. Just FYI.
He just knocked the domino over, and now we just got to wait for the others to fall.
Introduce yourself.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's just you.
Hey, Yubi.
You got to speak up, man. We can't hardly hear you, man.
He's so cool.
You at work in the bathroom?
He got his beard white on.
Look, he at work in the bathroom.
That's Perry White. That ain't Perry White. That's Perry White.
Perry Blue. Yubi, what's good, brother?
I'm gonna say this, and I'm glad y'all got an elderly gentleman in the building. I ain't just saying that for nothing. Sometimes, no matter what the situation is, sometimes you can look at what was done before. Some of our elders say they lived through this when it wasn't no Obamacare. It wasn't no, and so whatever they did then is what we gonna have to do now. So don't make you too good to go back where you came from.
That's right.
It was good enough to raise your grandma, your granddaddy, your daddy, and all of them through the 50s, 60s, and 70s. It's going to be good enough for us to use today. That's what we got to do.
That's right. No, I appreciate that.
I like that, you.
So if you ain't got no witch hazel in your,
you ain't got no Robitussin, right? You might need to go get.
Might need to go get some. Right.
Force the community to get back together.
And I mean, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out.
We would hope.
We are resilient. We're a resilient community. I'm confident, and I hear that. I hear you. The we would hope piece, but I'm confident in us as a community. Like we've lived through so much in this country, man. They've tried to kill us a bunch of different ways, and we just won't die, and we still here. So I think we'll figure it out.
Hey, let me tell you, we will hope. I'm gonna say we've seen it time and time here when a crisis hit. How we come together.
Yeah.
You see how we fed. Listen, this city fed everybody.
Yeah.
The black folks here got together and did they thing.
For real. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So like when you say, like we see the people who ain't never gonna do nothing. We ain't talking about them.
Yeah.
We talking about the people who say, hey, we gotta do something. They put their boots on, strap them up, and they get to work. And we're gonna see that.
I really believe that. And then the other thing that I wanted to say while we're talking about this is when we look at the policies that come out, what I saw, and I don't know, the nuances and the details of the policy, but I saw the thing about no taxes on overtime, right? Like I'm with that, but I don't know the details of it. Right. But just when you see no taxes on overtime as a headline, it's like, how can you? Like if you've ever worked overtime, you know what when you get that check, you disappointed.
You disappointed.
You know what I'm saying? Because you worked all these extra hours, and now you get that check, and the tax man hit you hard, and it discourages people sometimes from doing overtime because like, man, I ain't doing all that overtime just to give it to taxes.
Exactly.
And now he's saying, okay, we're not gonna put taxes on overtime, whether it's true or false or however it's gonna happen. When I saw that headline, it's like, I can rock with that. I can do that. But here's the thing. if you say that in some circles, they like, oh, see, you a sellout.
You like Snoop Dogg. You like Snoop Dogg rapping at the concert.
Let's talk about that, man. Can we have a conversation about that? Like, can you like good stuff and that they do and not be a sellout?
So, I mean, at the end of the day, okay, one thing that I've come to understand about this country is that after you go through the process, you know, I've been around a little longer than probably everybody here.
Yes, sir.
Maybe a little more than a little, but that's okay. But one thing we have to understand is that once you go through the process, everybody's on the same bus.
Yeah.
And so at when you start to see where the bus is going at the end of the day, if I'm on the bus and I don't like the driver, I still better pray for the driver.
That's right.
Hold on a minute.
That's right.
I'm on the bus.
That's right.
And what I'm trying to say is that whenever you have situations and policies are coming down, we all know that you may have been on the other side, you may have been on this side, or you may have been on Trump's side.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you need to get in where you can fit in.
Yeah.
Because you can't waste the next 4 years saying, you know, putting your head in the sand and saying, I ain't going to do nothing. Or if something comes down that could benefit you, that could help restore you to be able to come back and push your agenda down the road, and you didn't take advantage of it to position yourself to be able to move forward, then you just use your time, you know, ignorantly. And so
That's
at
right.
the end of the day, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you get lemons, you're gonna have to make lemonade.
That's right. No, but here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, you know, there's still conversations about who voted and who didn't vote.
Yeah.
You know, and see, this wouldn't be happening if this group would have voted.
But people hurt.
See this,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. It's like,
hurt.
but we got to come to present time because
Hurt people.
The election was in November.
Right.
People hurt.
The
Hurt
election.
people hurt people.
Listen to me. The election was in November. We're in January.
And they'll be
Almost
talking about it in
almost
another
in
4 years.
February. And if we still talking about who didn't vote, then to your point, like we spinning our wheels because that ship has sailed, and it's people like hurting right now.
But they will, Brother John. People are hurt. This is.
Well, just so hold on. Let me just say this. This is a public service announcement because he's saying they will.
They will.
If I get annoyed with you and I ignore you because you talking about who didn't vote in November and we in March or April, then just know I'm telling you now. That's where I'm at with it. Like I'm not on that. Like I'm not on. Oh, if they would have voted. Oh, they on like
we wasting time.
Come on, man.
Okay, so
Come on. We got to get
cry
busy.
over spilled milk.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
The decision has been made,
Yeah.
and now what you do, you got to make the lemonade out of the lemon.
That's right.
So, like I said this time before, is that on this side, if we don't get what we want, we go in the corner and pout, and then we do not come back and say, "Hey, how can we work? Like, let's get it. Like we know he's here, so we got to do what we got to
But
do."
let me say this. I want to say this. When you say like people go in the corner and proud, that's trauma. That's a trauma response.
So acknowledge it,
trauma
recognize it, yeah.
impacts everybody differently. Trauma sometimes motivates people. Trauma sometimes makes people go in the corner and pout.
Yeah.
And this was so traumatic to some people.
It was.
It was deeply traumatic to people to a point. I remember when Trump first won.
Yeah.
I seen people
I remember
crying.
that. Yeah. I remember.
I worked that campaign.
We worked with a guy who left the country, like for real.
Listen,
for real, he left the country.
I tell you, I seen grown people, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like,
yeah,
and I couldn't put myself
like
in their shoes.
Emotionally connect with that, yeah,
because they thought the world was gonna end.
You know, you this takes me back to the caller. With the gentleman that said that, you know what, I'm glad you have somebody who's older that's in the room.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember, and I'm acknowledging that there is trauma, and we do know that people were believing for a different outcome, and it didn't happen, and so you have people that are upset, they're hurt.
That's a space, yeah.
But again, coming from another generation, I remember I was 8 years old. And I remember coming into the living room and I saw my parents, not just my mother, but my father crying for the very first time.
Wow.
And it was the day that Dr. Martin Luther King was shot.
Yeah.
So when we say what our people have gone through and what we say what our people have survived through and still have moved forward, the agenda of our community, we have to understand that these sort of things are part of the process.
Right.
If we were able to move past, the most significant civil rights leader of our time being shot, and us continue to move forward to end up having a black president, and having a black vice president, we have to know we can't allow hope to be stolen.
That's right.
Because the word says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. If they steal your hope, they steal your faith.
That's right.
You can't be bitter to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm done with this, and then you check out of the process.
Yeah.
Because when you check out of the process and lose hope, then you'll never move the agenda forward down the road for the next generation.
Right on. And then the strategy that we need to have is I think really understanding where we are in the state of play. That's my biggest issue, because again, we can go back in time or we can project on what we want to see in the future, but right now we have a president in his office that's like real deal trying to burn the Constitution. So how are you going to show up for that fight? How are you going to show up in that space and doing this blame game about why we're here?
That don't help.
It's
that
not
don't
productive.
No.
You know what I mean? Or you going to blame us for, okay, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this. Okay, but guess what? That happened. We're here. What are we going to do about it? That's my point with this whole thing. We're here, and we have to respond to where we are and not keep going back to how we got here. We here. How we going to get out of it? What we going to do to move forward? Yeah.
Like, we know everybody got trauma, right? And we keep on telling, like, we know that this exists. So let's give you what you need to get past this point.
Going forward.
Like, how you got there, we know it. But now, how do we move forward? So we tell people all the time, like, therapy is needed.
Yes.
Right? Like, you can feel the emotions, but don't stay there, because you get stuck in that moment and you need to move forward. This is life. You have to live it.
Miss Teresa, she says, at 71 years old, I'm reminding myself that I've lived through the first term of Trump and all the other presidents before him, and I'm trusting God for his continued grace, mercy, provision, and protection. Amen.
Do you see that Trump is also bringing out the assassination? Like,
he's releasing all the
information for MLK.
Come on,
both
of the Kennedys, so that you can know all the information.
So if you support that, what I think, where you at with that?
But see, I think a lot of reason they do those things because these are anti-government politicians.
Okay.
See, and you mean, how can you be anti-government? These are people who believe in all the conspiracy theories, even though they turned out to kind of be true, some of them, right?
A lot.
And their stance on government is to knock the government down. So I can believe he's going to release it because the government probably has something to do with it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it strengthens his case of
why you shouldn't trust the government.
And then that puts him, I hate to say it, but it puts him at a spot no leader has ever been.
Yeah.
The black president didn't come out and take MLK and put it up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's gonna exalt
Releasing
him to a
the Malcolm
level.
X files.
Come on, it's gonna exalt him to a level that you wouldn't believe, because other people do feel this way about our government.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you what Trump is doing, and if our black president would have did, it wouldn't have been the same.
It would never would have
White privilege.
Agreed.
He better brush his teeth every day.
You know we got a higher.
You better be squeaky.
Yeah, he got to move
And
at the
probably
higher bar.
three times a day. Okay? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
After every meal. So you listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Gems. We got special guest Maurice Franklin in the building with No Place Like Home, and he's just riding with us this morning. And we're talking about President Trump, how he came in, hit the ground running. We did an MLK debrief. If you missed that, you can go back and catch that at the earlier part of the program. I want to highlight some of these community events and stuff, some things that are going on right now for opportunities for you to tap in. So the Pinellas Opportunity Council, they have their youth development program. They're targeting high school students. It's a comprehensive program that supports students' mental, emotional, physical, financial, and educational growth. It's 12 weeks of training and 6 weeks of employment skills. The application deadline is February 12th. If you'd like to get more information about that, you can go to poc/inc.org, and I'll put this link in the chat, and you can apply for that program as well. And yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to the POC and all of the great work.
I want to give a shout out also all the people that are a part of the digital inclusion.
Yes.
This hasn't necessarily touched our community yet. But Child's Part was a benefit. Big shouts out to Beatrice.
Yeah.
The digital inclusion. We gave 12 computers to the Child's Part computer lab for the first ever Community Tech Day. A lot of people don't know that we had a Community Tech Day at our rec center where we had 3D printing, we had 3D scans, we had people getting Bitcoin wallets, we had VR goggles, we had robotics. We did the big thing. Big shouts out to PDAP. For the second one that was held at
in Clearwater.
No, it was some at Clearwater, but it was really at I want to say the name wrong, but the Jackson Center.
Okay.
I want to say Wildwood.
Yeah, say that because people from here know that.
The Jet Jackson Center. Now I got to give Jet because
we do.
the Jet.
That's true.
The Jet Jackson Center. That was the second one. We're working on the third one right now, and we need y'all to be a part of it. The future is computers and technology. We must be prepared. There's just I think they got $6 million.
$6.5 million grant.
They got a $6.5 million grant, y'all.
Yeah.
And so, where is our community inside of that?
Yep.
Right. And I'm bringing it up because we need to be a part of it. I don't care if we get $10. We really need a big portion of it.
Right.
But the reality is, computers is where we're going. You already are living in a technology era. And we need to be a part of all this growth. So big shouts out to the digital inclusion. Big shouts out to Child's Part. And all others.
And also just wanted the last thing that I have is the city of St. Petersburg has launched a youth opportunity grant for career and college readiness programs aimed at empowering youth ages 3 to 24 to achieve their full potential. These grants will provide critical resources to nonprofit organizations that focus on helping young people succeed in school, plan their futures, and engage in their communities. Some of the key details: applications opened on January 13th. The deadline to apply is February 10th, and the grant amount is up to $20,000 per nonprofit, with funding available for up to 4 organizations. I'll put the link in the chat as well, but definitely I'll reach out to Dr. Sharon Brown. She's the City of St. Petersburg Director of Education and Youth Opportunities, and she'll be responsible for that if you need more information. But definitely y'all tap in if you got a nonprofit that works with youth. Q.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm listening to y'all.
Actively participating.
I am.
I hear that though. No,
I got one more.
Yeah, you go ahead. Keep going.
Big shouts out to One Community Grocery Co-op.
Yes, please.
If you have not joined, please join One Community Grocery Co-op. OCGC.org.
Co-op.
Ooh, OCGC.coop.
Yep.
Go check it out. If you don't know, out of the need for fresh groceries inside of our community, a grocery co-op was founded. Big shouts out to the New Deal for St. Pete and all them people. But as this was growing,
I like how you say that like it wasn't us. But go ahead.
I'm with them.
Shout out to New Deal for St. Pete and all them people.
I'm with them. I'm with them.
In the room. And they're in the room, right?
I'm with them people. I'm with them. But long story short,
sometimes you got to do that though, because if they know it's you, then they be like, oh, that's just them.
It's them again.
It's them again.
Yes,
right.
It's us again.
They only talking about you.
Yes, One Community Grocery Co-op. Listen, this is a premier co-op, if not the only grocery co-op. So join it. We always talk about cooperative economics. We always talk about helping each other. Join this grocery co-op as we build and as we from conception to groundbreaking to a full grocery store.
And I want to just pause real quick on that because we talked earlier about not being honored in your own home, and so I'm on these calls and we doing like these. I'm a part of this cohort with the co-op, and we are on calls with people from all around the country.
Yeah, I've been on.
You actually went to the FCI conference and up and coming conference with co-ops, and just the way that people receive and look at us and our co-op, come on, community, because we don't see ourselves that way. But when we go to other places and we talk about how we started and what we're doing here in St. Petersburg, it amazes people and it blows their mind.
I want to say this: we're a model. I've been out of town.
Is when you're doing, because people see it all the time, right?
Okay.
They know it's normal.
Familiar, yeah.
Right. So what we do for our community, they be like, oh yeah, that's what they do.
But that's not what everybody else do.
But what they be like, oh, that's just Jabbar.
But that's the problem.
That's what it is in your hometown.
Okay.
But when you go somewhere else, they don't see it. So then you become like, oh, it's possible. The wild effect has now faded on our hometown, because when you first started, it was like, oh, wow, they're doing it. But then when you're consistent, they be like,
yeah, that's what they do. Like it's an expectation. Yeah,
it's an expectation.
Yeah.
So just keep
Ain't nobody celebrating Mo sold another house.
No,
right?
They're not.
Like that's what he do.
He been doing it.
He's been doing it. That's what he do. But when you sold your first house,
there you go.
Yeah. Thank you, Kiana.
Just keep that in mind.
Thank you.
All right, okay,
I hear that.
Okay, you on that one.
Because it's the truth though, because you do hear like a lot of.
I just feel, because I've been to Kalamazoo, I've been to the different places where they're looking at us like rock stars.
Yeah,
they're trying to pick my brain. They're trying to say what's this, and I'm like, whoa. But when you go back home, it's nothing.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
The bigger you get, right? It will come back.
Yeah.
Like once the rest of the world
catch on,
then they be like, oh wait, they here. They took us for granted.
Right.
But then when they no longer have access like that, then they be like, wait, we need them. We need them. Right now they have full access. So when you have access to something like that, you don't see the value in it.
Right.
But when the access is taken away, then you be like, oh wait.
Yep. Q grew up on my street. She lived across the street from me.
That's right. I've been knowing her all her life. I've been knowing her all my life. But when she was inviting you to come tap in. All right, y'all.
Join the One Community Grocery Co-op, OCGC.coop.
Right on.
Go online right now.
Yeah, is it somewhere in the world, but not here? What's your final thoughts? So my final thoughts, y'all, is attitude is not everything. It's nearly everything. You got to have a great attitude, but you also got to have actions to match. And so make sure that your actions match your attitude. Or if not, you'll be making excuses and saying things like, okay, well, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. That's a great attitude, but you still lost. So make sure that you playing to win and that your actions match your attitude. That's my final thought.
That's Brother John.
That's my final thought. That's my final thought. That's my final thought. We got to leave him with something, man.
Mo, you got a final thought?
You know what? This has really been enjoyable for me. You guys do a tremendous work in the community. I love the positive vibe that's going on in here, and I love the information that's being given. You know, I would just say that everybody needs to, really come together.
Right.
This is not a time to be divided and be finger pointing. This is a time for us all to unify and just figure out the best path forward. I mean, at the end of the day, division, no house divided against itself can stand.
Amen.
And so we need to cut the division. We need to cut the arguing. We need to figure out where we at, and we need to unify and move forward.
Amen.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for coming out. And y'all, we can't do this without y'all. 90% of our viewers haven't liked our page. Go like the page, follow, share. Thank you.
Kiana.
Be the change you want to be and see right. Thank you for the caller, 99 Prince. I got his song. We're gonna upload it.
Okay.
Shout him out. It's the clean version, y'all.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for Sister Hughes.
Make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Ed.